Here are my takeaways from the Detroit Lions Family Fest. So before we get into the takeaways of what I saw on the field, I would just like to say that I had a great experience. And if you guys got a picture with me, I actually had 3 pictures with you guys, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. You guys are really, really cool. Now, if you guys want the picture that I used in this video, make sure you let me know in the comments below, like if it's your picture, because I think one of you, I'm not going to say who it was, actually didn't take the picture. I think I only have the picture of it. So with that being said, if you just want to let me know in the comments below, like, hey, can I get that picture? I'll definitely find a way to send that to you. But let's get right into the video. So here are my takeaways of what I've seen, okay? And, they started off, with doing some warm-ups. They did a little bit of skill drills. There wasn't really a lot to take away from that. It was kind of simple stuff from what we've seen. And then we got into the scrimmage. And the scrimmage is where everything happened, right? That's where I had all my takeaways. And for me, it was kind of hard. I was really trying to decide, do I take notes? Do I record? What do I do? So I did a little bit of both. I took as many notes as I could. A lot of mental notes. I tried to do my best. With that being said, the first thing that stuck out to me was the 2 drafted tight ends this season. TJ Hockenson and Isaac Nauta were good, like great good. Great good. I don't know what that means. TJ Hockenson and Isaac Nauta were really, really good. Isaac Nauta's aunt actually got a picture with me, so that's who that is in the picture. So that's awesome. I got to meet some famous people, I'd like to say. I also got to meet Mike Banks, who's on the Hall of Fans. I got to meet some famous people. I also got to meet Micro Mike and get a picture with him. And me and Micro Mike have talked a few times. He's super, super funny. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But like I said, TJ Hockenson and Isaac Nauta, they caught everything. And they lived up to the hype. The hype around TJ Hockenson was he was great. We could tell that this guy was great and he was a big part of the offense. But the hype around Isaac Nauta was that he has really good hands, and we didn't see him till later, on the scrimmage. He does have really, really good hands, and, the thing that I heard a few times was, Isaac Nauta's got better hands coming out of the draft than TJ Hockenson. I was like, that's crazy, okay? These guys were so totally different picks. There's no way he has the same kind of hands that Hockenson does. He might, okay? I actually have one really good clip of him catching the touchdown. I put that in my highlight video, so you guys can check that out, or I may throw it in here. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how the copyright thing works or whatever. With that being said, this dude can catch the ball. Like, there is no joke. This guy has great hands. So that was the first thing that stuck out to me. Now, we're going to stay on the offense side of things right now. The offense looks so much better, and it's not because the players were great. It's simply because we mixed things up. Darrell Bevell mixed things up. You could tell that he was changing the offense. Now, I saw him a little bit. Some people actually got to talk to him. I didn't get to talk to him, unfortunately. But I did see the offense was different. Every time it was changing. We had some fast pace. We had shotgun. We had under the center standard formations that we ran with Cooter, but we had guys in motion. We were doing fake end arounds. We were handing it off to the end around. We were running single back. We were running everything you could imagine. We had times where we were going under center, taking the running back out, having under the center with no backs. That's something that you usually don't see. The Lions were doing that with all of their quarterbacks, not just Stafford, but with all 3. We didn't see a lot of Stafford. With that being said, though, this offense just mixed everything in, and that's just such a great relief. And they actually did very well. Now, I think what was kind of unfortunate, though, for the defense, they can't really hit anybody, and they can't, blitz and punch somebody out of the way, right? It's not like a real game. They're not taking it that far. Like, the sacks weren't really sacks. They were kind of just running in there and just huddling around him like this. So it was kind of awkward. When they tackled him, they probably just grabbed him. So it wasn't like the defense could go full out. So I think the defense, even though maybe they looked a little bit worse than what you would have thought, at the same time, there wasn't a lot they could really do. Now, Darius Slay was actually taken off the NFI, which I thought was a really good sign. We saw a little bit of him today. He was giving out autographs, I heard, so that's awesome. If you guys got an autograph, that's really, really cool. So with that being said, those are my takeaways from really the offense side of the ball. Jamal Agnew. This dude's great. I don't know how else to explain it. Amazing. Whatever you may say. Jamal Agnew is so quick, and maybe it's just because I'm excited that football's back, but he looks so good. Every time he touched the ball, he looked really, really good. Now, we heard in the offseason, he's struggling with holding on to the ball, and that's a problem. He didn't drop the ball today, which is a good sign with fans around. With that being said, he was super fast. Like, this guy is so elusive, and it's so good to see this guy healthy again. He brought so much to the team when he was with the Lions and he was healthy back in 2017. This dude was catching kickoffs and just running by everybody. There was one time he just got mad because they ended the play, and he was probably going to be gone. I mean, he is that fast. When we start going, we see real games, we're going to see a few kick and punt returns for touchdowns, depending on which position he plays more. He can definitely do both. He showed today that he can do both, and that's mainly who we saw. We did see a little bit of Brandon Powell. Now, let's hop back to the offensive side of things. We saw Danny Amendola a few times. Really, his role is going across the middle. That's kind of where we thought that he would, play a little bit, and that's really what he did with the Detroit Lions. He had one nice grab over the middle. We also saw a little bit of Ty Johnson later in the game. He is very quick. He didn't go to the outside a lot. Now, he actually did get one handoff for an end around, which I thought was great. Again, Darrell Bevell actually doing different things with the offense. Thank you, Darrell. You handed it off to the fast guy to the outside. That makes sense. So what we saw from Darrell Bevell was great doing that. Gave it to Ty Johnson. It's not like he broke it for a touchdown, but it was still nice to see. Ty Johnson is quick up the hole. They did run him up the middle, so it wasn't like he was just specifically running to the outside, because then it would be obvious what you're doing. Also, Carrion had a really good day. Carrion broke one from their own 1 yard line to like the 32-yard line. That's also in the highlight video. Really nice to see from Carrion Johnson. Overall, the offense looked good. Our talented positions did well. Stafford did his thing. He threw a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Then he went deep one time to Kenny Galladay, who's double covered. And I think, he wasn't on the field. I think he was on there for two drives, maybe. One of those were a touchdown drive. I think they were just kind of throwing it up there just to, maybe get the crowd excited, maybe to get people into it. This ended up being incomplete. But it was nice to see. Darrell Bevell, the Lions were letting the quarterbacks just air it out. All 3 quarterbacks were letting it fly. It wasn't just Stafford. They were all just putting it up deep. And it was awesome to see. It was like, finally, we're taking shots. You got to take shots. We have too many talented players not to take shots on the field. We saw a lot of good grabs from a lot of players. A lot of guys did really well. It's just sometimes I kind of forget the names because I was trying to take mental notes during the game. If I have any clips in here, I'll throw them in as long as copyright's not being annoying. Then we look at the offensive line, who played really well, I think, running the ball. I think a lot of time they did well opening lanes for the running backs, and I think that's important. Whatever group you are, you have to open holes for the running back, and they did that. They did solid against the pass rush. Again, the defense can't really do everything they want to do, right? Because it's scrimmage. They can't hit anybody, really. So it was kind of soft. So it wasn't like the defensive linemen were probably playing their hardest. With that being said, there were like 3 times. I counted 3 sacks where they just blew the play dead because they got in the backfield. So maybe that's a little bit worrisome for the offense. I don't think it is. I think it's just because that defense line is so great, and we knew they were going to be great. And they got into backfield a lot, and they have a lot of depth. So they got back there on the passing plays, which is nice to see. But I think one thing I took away from it was that a lot of people were cheering when the offense would score a touchdown. And it was like, yeah, that's great. But at the same time, they're going against our defense. So if they're just scoring on our defense, that's maybe not the best sign. Now, the defense actually technically won 30-20. They were doing like a weird score system. For the offense, it was the normal scores. For the defense, they actually had a way to get points. Like if you got to stop on 3rd down, so many points, stop on 4th down, turnovers, whatever it may be. They actually came up with 2 interceptions on the day, so that's what really put them ahead, because they were down for most of it, down like 10-5, and then they had 2 interceptions. Now, one was Andrew Adams. I can't remember who the second interception was because I wasn't recording it. I can't think of who it was. It was to end the game. I don't think it was Quandre Diggs because I don't think he was out there that late. If you guys know, if you guys were there, let me know in the comments below. But either way, he tried to dunk it over the goalpost, didn't get there. But the first guy, Andrew Adams, actually caught an interception, which was nice to see, but it was a bad throw. It wasn't a good throw. He completely overthrew it. No, it was actually Savage. Savage overthrew it deep to the left side, and it was picked off. So with that being said, Andrew Adams took it the other way. They got some points, and defense technically won. But the offense, on the other hand, looked really good, especially that first unit with Stafford. Overall, it was a really good experience. I'm so excited I got to meet some of you guys. If you want your picture, just let me know in the comments below, because then I can find a way to send it to you. Also, I have this from Mr. Michael Banks. Okay, I got a picture with Michael Banks. You guys will probably see that. But he autographed this and sent it to me. If you guys don't know, Michael Banks actually won like the Hall of Fans type of thing. And for the Detroit Lions, he was on the news. Barry Sanders showed up to his house, and that's super awesome. So he pulled out this and gave me the signature, and I thought that was really cool, okay? I just met a celebrity. I met a few celebrities today. I met Micro Mike. The man's so funny. I met a celebrity. I met Isaac Nauda's aunt. That's awesome. She says she watched the video. She subscribes. And again, I think it's your picture that if you want that picture, if you're watching this video, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely send it to you. But I'm glad I got a picture because that's super awesome. But you got to let Isaac Nauda know to hit me up with that autograph. Whatever it may be, just hit me up with an autograph. Anyways, it was a great experience. Those are my takeaways. Let me hear your thoughts and comments below. Thank you, Prep, for watching, and I'm out.